there is like a certain habits that European do, and if you do here, when you're gonna come to like watch some soccer game here in Boston or whatever city in US, then you will stop to do them here, okay? Because you will face big problem, criminal charge. One of them, for example, is urinate in the street. So you can be, of course, arrested for that, either for misconduct, disorder, conduct, or in some situation, like if there is like family or like kids around, you could be charged for indecent exposition, right? uh, Other thing about alcohol. So I know like there is like it will be some youngest people who will come here, or even if you're like with your parents and you're like under 21, and you know you are kind of playing off like having a drink. You have to know that it's illegal in US in most of states to drink if you're under 21. So if you're basically with your parents, then it's okay. You are allowed to drink alcohol, but you have to be with your parents. If you buy your own and you're under 21, it's illegal, and you can face problem with that. Smoking in the street. So, for example, I just came here in this playground, and I just saw a sign, and it's $250 like as a fine. You will get charged if you smoke in this area, for example. So you have to be careful and always, look if there is no, sign that don't allow you to smoke. But in most of the case, it's almost forbidden to smoke in a street, in a public area, and obviously in a private area like a restaurant or whatever. Because I know like in Europe and some part of North Africa, for example, or Asia, whatever, it's you are allowed to smoke even in a restaurant, but here it's totally forbidden. Even if you're like in at the terrace of a restaurant, so it would be still illegal to smoke. Also, if you plan like to rent a car, make sure you subscribe for an insurance, because there is like a high level of crash here in US, and trust me, it will cost you a lot to pay the repairs. So make sure you add insurance plan on your rental. Also make sure when you park the car, make sure there is no sign, because like most of the streets just right here, for example, like you can park your car only for 2 hours. So don't ever leave your car during all the nights, because they will tow your car, and trust me, it's very, very expensive. All right, so make sure you park your car either in an area that allows you to park the car during the night, or like in like the parking of your hotel, even if it's expensive. One more topic that's very important, I think, to share is like the culture of tipping the server. So it's not an obligation by the law, whatever, but you have to like understand the difference of culture. So here, the server, waitress, bartender, they have very low pay an hour. So basically they are depends on each state, but most of them they are paid like less than $10 an hour. So basically if you don't give them tips, they will get paid like $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 an hour, which is, you agree with me, it's not fair, right? So you have to understand how it works here. That's why there is some places you will see on like the menu they will write something like we're waiting for customers to pay 15% of the bills as a tip to the server. So this is why there is like this culture of tips here in United States. Also there is some places they are private, like I know most of the European countries, they don't have this law, and this law, it's criminal trespass. So basically, like if you would like being in an area of like residence or even like simple buildings, and you're not allowed to enter in by the owner, the landowner, then he or she could call the police and you will be charged for criminal trespassing. So don't like try to go to like any private residence or private building. It's not written, but it's the case. You will be charged for criminal trespass, and trust me, you really don't want to do that. One other thing also, like coming back to the topic of like drinking alcohol, most of the restaurants you're gonna go, they will ask at the entrance your ID, and most of the time they will ask like if you're like foreigner, you will have to show your passport, because like me as American, my ID is like my driver license. It's I can travel in a country with my driver license, but for foreigners, a driver license will not work if you try to go like in a restaurant, and they will ask you that to make sure you're over the age, like over 21, even if it's obvious. Like even if you like look like 40, 50, they will still ask you your ID. And for foreigners, tourists, it will be the passport. I used to work in a nightclub as a bouncer, and I always checked the IDs, even like for people who were like 60, and it was obvious that they were 60 years old, for example. But it's a law, it's the rules that you have to respect, because actually my boss was asking me like to always ask the ID of the person. Then if the police had to come, they will check the IDs, and everybody will be like already checked, because it's happened sometime. I'm not in my nightclub, but I know some places they have been closed because at some point it was like a police check, and they asked for IDs of everybody, and some of the people, they were under 18, or some of them we couldn't like check at the age. So basically the place, the restaurant, have been closed for, I think it was like a week or so. So make sure you have your passport with you if you plan to hang out in a restaurant. It's totally different. I would say you will risk nothing to holding your passport with you, because like nobody will like steal like a passport, like a foreigner passport, because most of the Americans, they don't really like plan to like move in Europe. All right, so this is small rules that you have to respect if you plan to come visit the country for the FIFA 2026.